Piedmont Triad Sustainable Communities Project officially began on May 3, 2011 with a kickoff event. Over 120 people attended and got a preview of what the project was all about. Since that time, the project team has established a project website, 7 work groups, and collected data in preparation for the first series of Civic forums. In January of 2012, the project team began holding Civic forums in all 12 counties. The purpose was to validate and define the strengths and challenges for the region. A total of 248 people participated in the discussions and over 200 ideas were generated. Local teams in each county were established to determine the best location, day and time for each forum. The forums were advertised by email, flyers, and word of mouth. At some locations, local fresh snacks were provided. In some cases, a local official or sustainable partner welcomed the crowd and set the stage.
It's interesting to hear the arguments coming over here tonight, on NPR. Is everybody's, upset with high gas prices? And why doesn't the president do something about it? And you got some people out there talking about, well, we can get me elected, I'll get you $2.50 gas. It's supply and demand, folks. It's only going one way, and that's up. And what has guided us to where we are today through globalization and basically how our communities have exploded out is because of cheap energy.
Participants were asked to sign in as they arrived and indicate whether they were a newcomer, been around for a while, or a longtime resident. Forum attendees had an opportunity to view 10 different maps depicting regional data on jobs, housing, transportation, and green infrastructure. As folks settled, they introduced themselves and talked about what they enjoyed about where they live. Each forum was facilitated by a different set of project team members. The presentation started with a definition of our challenges, an overview of the project, and the importance of regional planning.
What is this regional sustainability project? Well, it's a 3-year project, and this is a timeline of the project and where we are in the timeline. The next slide will show you kind of where we're at. But we are focused on jobs, housing, and transportation. And this is really the first comprehensive planning effort for the region.
To close out the first half of the forum, the facilitator presented a list of strengths that characterize the Piedmont Triad region. Following that, it was time for the attendees to get to work. Each attendee was given a set of cards with regional strengths depicted on them. Each person was asked to pick their top 3 strengths. Then everyone at the table was asked to share their choices. Ideally, matches of 4, 5, or 6 would appear. If not, each table was asked to achieve consensus on the top 3 strengths. As the tables achieved consensus, they wrote their top strengths on sheets of paper and they were posted on the wall. Then each person had the opportunity to add strengths that had not been previously identified and posted them on the wall. Following that, challenges for the region were presented and the card activity was repeated for the challengers. With the strengths and challenges posted on the wall, participants were asked to look at the strengths and challenges, determine if groups or patterns existed. In some forums, the discussions were so lively that participants took the extra step and looked at connections between the two and for solutions for the challenges within the strengths. The facilitator then got everyone settled and introduced the group to Piedmont Voice. Piedmont Voice is an online tool that allows people from across the region to have a conversation. All the ideas and responses from the Civic forums are posted on Piedmont Voice. It only takes a minute or less to sign up. The online tool will be used throughout the project to facilitate the regional conversation. At the conclusion of the forum, participants were invited to write any questions or comments on index cards. Cards were collected and appropriately responded to. All in all, the forums were very successful and provided valuable information that will feed into a regional vision. For more information about the project, visit triadsustainability.org or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/triadsustainability. To get involved in the regional conversation about sustainability, log on to piedmontvoice.org.